I'm about to show you something that might sound insane and look too good to be true, but I don't gotta hype it up. The numbers speak for themselves. They lead the industry. They're the best thing I've ever seen. I've had an open challenge. Anyone show me better numbers, I'll give you away free money, and no one has been able to do it. So this is a trading system. Really, it's an investing system. It's not a weird Forex thing where you don't understand and you have to worry about losing all your money. This is buy and hold in the best assets so you can sleep at night, so you can not stress over the bear market, the drawdown, if you're over trading, if you've got a family and you want to spend time with them, if you're working, you're running a business, and you don't want to spend all your time on the charts. This is a system that can be run simply in 30 minutes a week, or can actually be fully automated so you don't have to do anything but plug it in and come back at the end of the year and see how it did. Now, it might have had incredible results, or it might have sidestepped a major bear market and you didn't make any money, but you're super glad because everybody else lost a whole bunch and you would have too if you had been invested. So get your time back, stop stressing. Now, come here. I'm going to show you the back test. This is where it starts to look insane. This is the back test on Bitcoin on Coinbase going back to 2015. And by the way, if you look on the chart, this is the indicator. The blue is buys, the purple is sells. It never goes short. It's not some weird strategy. This is an enhancement on buy and hold dollar cost average investing that it amplifies returns in bull markets and sidesteps drawdowns in bear markets because it's good at getting out of the market. So here, this back test had 76% profitable trades, 76% winners, and it turned $10,000 into $228 million, or a 2,286,000% return in 10 years. Now, you might say, well, Trav, the drawdown of 64% here is pretty steep. And you're right. I wouldn't trade that much of a drawdown. You can change that, just go into the settings or just change the amount of risk that you want to put on, right? Instead of risking 5%, you risk 1%, whatever. But just so you know, if you think that drawdown is steep, you should know that Bitcoin in its history had multiple drawdowns of 80, 85%. So buy and hold investing has very significant drawdowns, and this is actually much less. Now, what's amazing, what makes it more amazing, what I'm going to show you is most systems that show you back tests, they only show you, also, most trading systems won't show you back tests. Actually, they'll show you this guy made money, this guy made money. Trust me because I worked in Wall Street or I'm an accountant or I'm smart or something. I don't got to tell you anything. I could be a total bum and the numbers are going to speak for themselves. And by the way, if you don't know me, aloha, welcome in, much love, Trav here. I'm an adventure entrepreneur living on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. I moved here 8 years ago, going on 10 years now, to get away from city life and corporate life and work in agriculture, work outside. Now I work in adventure tourism. I swim with dolphins. I swim and I take people to swim with dolphins as part of my job. And I take people on hiking tours. I have my own hiking tour company. And I don't stare at the charts. I'm not a professional full-time trader. I'm just someone who's good at building systems. I have a background in Magic the Gathering. I was a professional card player, so I learned a tutor thing about that. Also building teams. It's not just me. I've got some really smart people who are working with me to help develop these. Anyways, most back tests most trading systems will only show you a back test of a short period of time on a specific asset. And the problem is it becomes very fragile. What happens if there's a 2020 COVID crash? What happens if there's a 2022 bear market? What happens if there's a 2008 financial crisis? What happens if there's a 2000 stock market tech bubble burst? What happens if there's a 1987 flash crash where the markets go down 30% in a day? These things have happened, and things like this will happen again. We need to stress test and look at these things in history. And also, we want our system to work on every asset in every asset class. So ours works on Bitcoin, crypto, it works on gold, precious metals, it works on Nasdaq indices. So let's look at the backtest on gold. Same thing we're seeing here. We have a 1.685 million% return for a 47% drawdown, $10,000 into $168 million, 316 total trades. So it doesn't trade very much. You can respond to alerts or you can get it totally automated, which I'll show you how to do later. 50% profitable trades. And by the way, did I mention The green line is ours. The blue line is the buy and hold, which doesn't even show up. If you look at Bitcoin, buy and hold looks like a flat line. But wouldn't you like to have gone and done buy and hold Bitcoin for $100 or whatever in 2015? I know I would, but this actually crushed buy and hold. Same thing for gold. And gold had much bigger drawdowns than 47%. And for gold, this goes back, the chart actually goes back to 1833. So you can see a lot of activity. It has a lot of exposure to gold at times, but it's pretty good at getting out and sidestepping certain bear markets, like happened right here. No exposure and got in lower. Or here, it had some losing trades, but it didn't hold through this. It had light exposure at different times through here. So works on Bitcoin, check. Works on gold, check. Let's look at Nasdaq, which goes back to 1965 here. Here we have a 55% drawdown for a 25,000% return. Not so impressive. We only turned $10,000 into $2,542,000 on 58% profitable trades. And again, you might say 55% drawdown, isn't that steep? Well, if you're doing buy and hold investing and you're dollar cost averaging, you can lose 85 or have an 85% drawdown. So if we look to the height of the dot-com bubble to the bottom, there is an 85% drawdown. I personally don't want to hold through that. Our system got out, waited, and got in much lower. So there's a risk to buy and hold investing, and having some filters that help you sidestep the bear markets is a lot of the reason why our system outperforms buy and hold over the long term, even when you consider taxes. You could trade it with leverage, or you could trade tax-free in your 401k, IRA, whatever. That's sort of up to you. But I'm going to show you how to automate it and then tell you next steps. So it's pretty simple. There's a lot of ways to plug in. You can trade it yourself if you want to do it for some reason. I personally don't like to do it. I'm not very good at executing trades. We live in 2025. I want to have bots do it for me. I'm thinking like I'm the CEO of my life. Automate, delegate. So I just go to alerts. I go to notifications under this webhook URL. I put in the webhook URL for my exchange, and usually they have a copy paste to put in message, and I click create, and it's simple as that. When the something happens, whether it's a buy or a sell, it's communicated to the exchange, and the trade goes through to market. So it saves me a lot of time. I don't need to look at the charts. I can come back later. I'm not so afraid about bear markets. I know I'm going to get exposure to bull markets. I know I'm not going to blow up. I know I'm not going to lose as much as I would buy and holding potentially, or be as underwater. And it saves a lot of stress. I have a lot of time back and can focus on other things. So if you're interested in knowing more, if you put in your email, I will give you a more in-depth demo that's going to give you an explanation of the strategy. The explanation of the strategy is going to break down how and why it works and how you can get started. When you put in your email, you're going to start to receive a series of free emails teaching you about the market, teaching you about system trading and backtests, and also teaching you about our system and how it works and showing different historical periods and different assets. You're also going to get access to a really high quality, valuable free Discord group that shares signals from our system, MTP, Market Timing Pro is what we call it. So you can follow those. You're going to have an opportunity to buy the system if you want to trade with us, but it's okay if you don't want to do it and you want to watch and wait for a while. You can watch and you can wait and compare your trading or your investing to the free signals that go out. You can kind of compare and see over time how it works, how it does, and read up on it. If you're excited and you want to buy and you think about it and it makes sense, you go ahead and do that, but no pressure. We're going to be here. And I want you to understand why it works and see why it works. So go ahead and put in your email. And I'm super excited to share more with you. Okay? Appreciate you. Much love. And yeah, I'm going to go walk the dog, call it a day. So thanks for watching. Peace.